Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and I'm just gonna say it right up front. I've got a big fucking pimple. I gotta stress it right there. So annoying. Hopefully it'll go away soon. I'm really irritated, whatever. That's just annoying. Today was I'm words cannot express kind of how just blasé I've been today. I'm very depressed. And I need to get through this somehow. It's a little crazy, but I went to the supermarket, and this woman comes up to me, and she's like, "Have you registered to vote?" And I said, "Yes, I have, actually. I have registered." And she's like, "Do you know who you're voting for?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Up and down the whole ticket?" I'm like, "Yes, I know exactly what I'm voting for, who every single position and all the propositions. I get it." And she's like, "So who are you voting for, Democrat?" And I said, "I'm not telling you." And she says, "This is a democracy. We can talk about that." I'm like, "Yes, we can talk about that. And that's great, but we don't have to talk about that." And she's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Thank you very much. Have a good day." I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm voting Democratic just because, regardless of how I feel about Hillary Clinton, I would rather her than Donald Trump. So, whatever. But I don't need to be shouting that out from the rooftops, and I don't need to be telling everyone all my business, although I just did on YouTube, so fucking whatever. Look, at the most I've got like, what, 8 views, so it's not like all that many people are going to see it, right? Whatever, it's fine. But, it's whatever. So we're going to talk about Young and the Restless today. One of the things that Young and the Restless does, that's very Young and the Restless and General Hospital both are doing this very well, is I'm sorry, that pimple is so distracting. I can't, ugh. Anyways, I'm trying to ignore it and move on. One of the things that both Young and the Restless and General Hospital do, and we'll talk a little bit about this when I talk about General Hospital tomorrow, but one thing that they do very well is they know how to shift the stories. Like, for example, like right now, Bold and the Beautiful is all about Quinn and Eric. Like, the whole situation is all about Quinn, Eric, and Ridge and Steffi and that whole situation. There's not any focus on anybody else right now. But they're kind of just a half an hour show, so they can get away with that, right? But, Days is having a little bit of struggling, I think, with the storyline of the three guys. I mean, the power outage just seems like power's been out for fucking weeks. I mean, that's a little unrealistic. It's a little ridiculous. But okay, but Young and the Restless and General Hospital both, they do a very good job of moving things forward in a quick manner, not too rushed, like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? But not so like you're like, oh my god, I get it, move on, right? And here's some examples of what I'm talking about. So in terms of, I'm sorry, that pimple, it's just really bothering me. You can tell I have normally good skin and I don't ever get breakouts like that, but it's just really upsetting. Anyways, so in terms of the whole Phyllis and Billy and Jack little triangle, that actually took a back burner this week, which is good. That was a good thing. That's good. Storylines can't be front burner all the time. You can't be, front burner every single week, So, and then Hillary with her new show, Restless Style. Oops, I mean GC Buzz. I mean, she was there this week, her and Devon, but they weren't really front burner either. This week was really all about Travis, okay, which is the guy that Victoria's shacking up with. So the thing about Travis that came out this week was that Ashley, and this was genius because it gives Ashley a storyline. It gives her something to do, which is great, because before she's really just been on the sidelines, kind of, either in the Jack Phyllis Billy story, or even in Abby and Stitch's story, and we'll get to them in a couple seconds because they were also sort of front burner this week. But it was good. So Travis ends up Travis starts working at Newman because Victor likes Travis a lot, and he starts working at Newman. And Travis, he starts working at Newman, and he says he does not want Victoria's office because he wants his own, he doesn't want to make it look like he's sleeping with the boss's daughter, and that's why he got hired, so he wants Adam's office instead. So at first, Victor's taken aback by that, but then he's like, okay, that's fine, and then gives it to him, right? So he ends up getting these flowers sent to him from Michelle. And we're like, well, who the fuck is Michelle? Are you Michelle? And he automatically assumes it's Ashley. So he goes up to Ashley and he's like, what the fuck? Like, are you trying to fuck with my head? And she's like, no, what? I have not sent you a damn thing. Nothing came from me. She's like, did I tell Michelle that you were here in Genoa City? Yes, I did. Because we were friends, you know? And apparently the truth comes out that the reason why Travis left Wall Street was not because he was sick of the rat race and wanted to live a simpler existence. He was actually fucking his boss's wife, and his boss found out about it and had him blackballed from the industry. Now, okay, so about that, this is where things get a little bit hard to believe. It's very difficult to believe that someone would be blackballed on Wall Street and Victor would not know about it. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's running a multinational corporation, Newman Enterprises. You would think if Travis was really blackballed amongst everyone, that Victor would have heard about it, right? I mean, it feels like the show is trying to have it both ways. Like, either Genoa City is a big metropolitan hub like Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, you know, or it's a little tiny small town in Wisconsin. Which is it though? You can't have it both ways. So that's a little frustrating, but you know, whatever. So Ashley was like, look, it wasn't me. I told her you were here, but that was it. And you know, and the flowers were just flowers saying, I'm glad that you're well. Like, they weren't like really lascivious, you know, so I don't know. So anyway, so that was the big reveal this week. And he told Victoria, and she flipped the fuck out about his past. And I don't know why. They barely know each other. I don't know why she's so, invested. It could be because she's trying to get over Billy. I don't know. But that just seemed a little bit kind of much too. So, also from Burner was Abby and Stitch. Now, Abby and Stitch, the thing about them is I'm not really feeling their storyline, you know? But the good thing about their storyline, because the storyline right now is basically that she's kind of feeling like not in love with him anymore. And he has been pushing her away, and now he's finally like, I'm on board, I'm all in, blah, 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 and she's kind of not feeling that same way. So the good thing about this storyline is that it afforded us a chance to see a scene between Abby and Victor, which was a beautiful scene where she was asking him for romantic advice. And she's like, look, you and Nikki, and I think it was a really touching scene because, you know, Nikki is not her mother. Ashley is her mother, but her mother and father are not together, you know, and they haven't been together in years, right? But him and Nikki, even though they keep getting divorced, they always end up back together. So she's like, obviously Nikki is the love of your life, obviously. And you guys have made it, you know, work so long. How do you guys make it last? And he said, we fight. And she laughed and he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, if you care enough about someone to argue with them, then that's good. That means that you're in it. So then there's hope. If you don't care about someone, you're like, you know, whatever. I don't give a shit. You know, and you don't argue. So I love that scene. I thought that, and I know that sounds crazy. It's like the most random thing, but I thought it was a really good scene and I thought it was great. The only other thing going on in Genoa City this week is that, the big reveal was last week when we found out who was stalking Sharon and terrorizing Sharon, and it was Crazy Patty. I love me some Crazy Patty. I love some crazy bitches. I love them all. I think they're great. Patty is the best, though, because because I had even forgotten that Patty knew Sharon's secret. I mean, she's the one that killed Dr. Anderson, right? So I had actually forgotten about all of that whole mess. So kudos to Young and the Restless for digging that up, because this again, it's a great example of a plot point left from years ago that they pull up and they're like, oh no, we're gonna dust this off and this is gonna be how we're gonna play this story. It's genius. It's great. I love it. I can't wait to see how it plays out. So anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for watching today, and tomorrow I'll be talking General Hospital. Have a great night. Bye.